What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be discussing a ETH Trend Reversal. This is kind of a big deal because we have been waiting for about 3 years for the ETH trend to flip back bullish. Now, when I say ETH trend, I'm talking about Ethereum compared to the Bitcoin chart. This has been trending down ever since 2021. And we're finally seeing, I think, what we're looking at as a trend reversal. I'm going to get into that chart for a second, but just overall market sentiment today. There's a lot going on. There continues to be a lot going on. We're experiencing a massive dip right now in Bitcoin price, but if you zoom out, this is actually a very small dip. We reached about $104,000 in Bitcoin, and now we're starting to trend back up. I think we dipped down to like 93, 94K today. Possibly a bit lower than that, but we're already back up to about 97,000. So it's not bad. Hold tight. The volatility is something that we look for, we want, and that means the bull cycle is really starting to get into the thick of it here. So I think we're going much higher. 100K is going to be a massive block in the road to hurdle over. We got over for a minute. I think it was a bit unhealthy with leverage longs and the option traders. Super heavy on that. So they're wiping out some of that leverage, coming back down, and this next leg up should be a lot healthier. There's no real volume decrease that I'm seeing as far as the ETFs go and just individuals buying the ETFs. I'm hearing about a lot of normies basically trying to figure out how they can convert some of their typical S&P 500 funds over into the crypto world, the crypto ETFs inside BlackRock, iShares, and some of the other ARK, Invest. Any of those really, the fees differentiate a little bit. So do a little bit of research on the kind of fees that you're going to be paying. There's a slight difference between like a BlackRock and an ARK. It's probably about 3 to 4 basis points, but that adds up over time. So just make sure you're investing in something where you have low fees and it's not going to actually eat at your Bitcoin stack over time. Those are the kind of things I would do. If you really want to figure it out quick, I would just go into your AI tool and just type in Bitcoin ETF fee comparison, and it should spit out all the different ETF options and their respective fees. So that's a quick way to do it. All of these should be under Fidelity or whatever investment tool you use inside of your 401k or wherever that may live. So do a little research and figure out how you can allocate to this properly. And always you can call them as well. They'll do it for you pretty easily. Customer service seems to be pretty good when you have a fat stack of money and you're trying to move it around. So that's just the start. I kind of want to get into a couple of things I'm looking at, including that ETH chart. So here we go. I'm going to open up this ETH chart for you guys to look at here. And so you can see here that since just about May or June of 2021, where we peaked out here at about 8% of Bitcoin, 0.08, we've been basically just in a downtrend since then. And if I flip this over to the Hikamashi, you can see, I mean, this is a very red indicator where we're going down here. Now, I'm going to flip the Hikamashi indicator hasn't quite flipped green yet, but if I go back over to the candles and zoom in right in this area, you can see we have a green candle, and it's kind of forming a top and a bottom here. You can kind of see up, down. So this is kind of, it could go either way, but I'm thinking that the bottom was right in here, which was the 0.03 to 0.05 level. And now we should likely start to trend back up. Now, you can also buy this ETF as well. Now, depending on how you want to play this, like for me, I flipped Bitcoin back when the ETF became available. So I've been riding the Bitcoin wave for a while. Now, this is indicating that the Bitcoin, now, and I can even look here too. So this is the ETH versus Bitcoin. So ETH has gone down in value versus Bitcoin for the past 3 years. I can switch this over to
the BTCD indicator. This is Bitcoin dominance. Now you can see that the Bitcoin dominance topped out here and is starting to trend back down. Now, I wouldn't be alarmed here. This just means that altcoins are starting to wake up. It doesn't necessarily mean that USD value of Bitcoin is going to trend down. All it means is the rest of the crypto market is coming up to meet Bitcoin, which is the indicator of this starting to trend back down, which makes sense because your ETH BTC chart is starting to reverse. So all of this makes sense. Now you could play this if you wanted to. If you're a swing trader by the years. Now, if you're a shorter swing trader, I don't do that. I don't know much about it. Doesn't make much sense to me. I do long-term swing trades. So every couple of years, I look at trend reversals, and then you can basically make your move then when you think the trend is about to reverse. So this would be a great opportunity. I wanted to highlight that for everyone, just so you know that this is a trend reversal, and this can be actively managed, actively played. So nothing's guaranteed. This may not play out, but it's looking more and more like this is going to start to tick back up. And typically we don't reach back to the previous highs. And that was also shown in the Bitcoin dominance chart I just had up. Bitcoin dominance didn't quite get up to the 70% range. It got about to 60 and then started to reverse. This one, it's getting to about the 0.3 level, and I can see it probably going back up to maybe like the 6.5 level at the top. So a lot of room to run here, probably a 2x on the run. Now, the USD value can vary because Bitcoin can go to 200,000. If this is 6% of 200,000, that's $12,000 ETH. So those are just abstract ways of thinking about how to, do some sort of swinging in your investing, swing trades in your investing. But anyways, that's the kind of patterns that I am currently looking at. So, why don't we just give it a shot? I mean, come on, guys. You got to mix it up every now and then in your life. You can't just be a stagnant investor. You got to move things around, see if you're making the right decisions, test things out, fail fast, and continue on towards success. All right, so that's the ETH chart, and I think that's actually very notable right now. I don't hear much about it. I think more people should be paying attention to it. ETH is an older coin, so maybe not as interesting, but I still think it has all the properties to move higher. Bitcoin's at a $2 trillion market cap. ETH is still at about, I want to say 450 billion. So 2x from here would be a $900 billion asset. This entire space likely goes to 10 trillion. I can see this happening. I can see it going to, $1.2 trillion asset of ETH. But we'll see how that plays out in 2025. Going into a couple of things today, I wanted to cover some MicroStrategy news. So Eric Balchunas, he works for BlackRock, and most of the things that he says are pretty right on. And I was waiting for him to post something today on MicroStrategy, and it looks like MicroStrategy is about to get rotated into the QQQ. This is notable because this means that they are about to be considered in the NASDAQ, which is basically a tech-focused fund. It performs extremely well, and all this means is they're going to be basically part of that group that is more likely to get that influx of funds that people are allocated into the ETF. So they'll basically get all the TradFi people who are allocating a certain amount of their paychecks into the NASDAQ every 2 weeks or every month, whenever their paycheck hits, and then they will be included in that list of companies to get that allocation towards. So this is big. They're going to be able to raise more capital and buy even more Bitcoin. So that infinite money glitch kind of continues on at an even more alarming and bigger rate with this inclusion. So also, they're starting to think about reallocation to overvalued stocks and basically reallocate into something smaller like a master MicroStrategy. So this is a big deal. I mean, MicroStrategy is growing. It's the fastest growing company. in the world right now, and it looks like it's just getting started. I can see the stock price skyrocketing into the thousands over the next 5 to 6 years. So this is a big play. I think it's going to work out. You just got to decide on what kind of volatility you want, because this is a beta play on top of Bitcoin. So it's going to be a lot more volatile, or even more volatile than Bitcoin. So just wanted to note that. When we look over here as well, there was something else that I saw today. In other macro news, the new construction homes are hitting the market at 2007 levels, meaning the number of homes completed and under construction is now at 385,000, which is the highest since the 2008 or 2007 boom. Not really sure what to make of that. I mean, that indicates that the market's pretty strong if we're building new homes. I just hope that the trend doesn't reverse and us start to come down anytime soon. So I just wanted to make a note of that. And guys, last but not least, is something I've been looking for a minute, but I think it's a pretty good statement on just allocating in general. Is bees don't waste their time explaining to flies that honey is better than shit. Now, you can see bees is Bitcoin and shit is the fiat dollar. So guys, don't be the ones holding your bags in fiat currency that they're debasing at alarming rates. You want to get rid of that as fast as possible. At least that's my philosophy, my own opinion, and put it in something that is an accretive asset that is going to grow your wealth and store your value in your labor. And that's what Bitcoin is. So guys, I hope this helped out. Please shoot me a follow, and we'll see you next time.